be screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to Cypherfics. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the fourth part of, What If Ichigo Enters Hazbin Hotel? Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of Takamagara 2012 on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. Back at the Hazbin Hotel, merely moments after Seishin had rebuilt the hotel wall, he joined Vaggie, Charlie, Angel, Husk and Nifty as they all looked at the drone Seishin had shot down. To Charlie and Vaggie's surprise and Angel's lack of amusement, it has the symbol of a familiar person they know. So, Vox wants to spy on us, huh? Vaggie said. I don't know who this Vox is, but I bet from this symbol on this drone, he controls the TV waves, huh? Seishin guessed. He's more than that, Seishin. Charlie answered. He's the founder, owner and CEO of Vox Tech Enterprises as well as the de facto leader of the trio of overlords, known as the V's. He's a tech-savvy businessman and quite the manipulative one, using all entertainment and news to grab the attention of the citizens of Hell, whether it's products or angelic protection. So all in all, he's an attention-craving dickwad, who controls the TV waves to grab the gullible minds of Hell's citizens. Seishin shortened his guess. No wonder I destroyed some of Vox's merchandise the other night. Wait, you what? Vaggie gasped. I saw the citizens getting brainwashed by Vox's crappy advertisements while I was out on my walk that night. I had to stop Vox from brainwashing these people. Seishin explained. I understand that in Hell, things are different than in the living world, but someone brainwashing the masses with shoddy advertisements is something I cannot accept. So that's why you did what you had to do. Charlie said. I thought what I did was just. Seishin replied as he looked at them, feeling a little worried. Oddly enough, I was the only one who's not affected by his charm. And the reason for that is that you're alive. Vaggie said before letting out a sigh. I'll let what you did slide for now, but you better be careful. With what you did, Vox, or perhaps all of the V's will have their sights set on you. You must not let them see you. I understand, Vaggie, Seishin replied, but I have another question. Who are the other two members of the V's? That will be answered some other time. Right now, Charlie and I need you for a favor. Vaggie said as she handed him a list. We have a list of groceries we ordered, and we need you to go down and pick them up. And since you got yourself a nice set of wheels, you'll get there pretty quick. Charlie added. Well, I can't say no to you, too. Seishin said to Charlie and Vaggie, which the other two smiled in return. I'll make the DLVRY and come back. Thanks, Seishin. Charlie said as she hugged him. Seishin softly smiled before he went to get his things. Just as he went to grab his phone, he saw that his phone got damaged from Sir Pentious's attack. Hey, Charlie. Is there any electronics store in Uptown that doesn't sell Vox Tech? Seishin asked. Apparently, Sir Pentious destroyed my phone with that cannon of his. I think there is one. I forgot the name, but it's an old store though. It's called Antiques of the Living. Angel said. I know someone who works there. Tell them Angel said hi and they'll help you out. One of those guys there, paid you to, you know. Seishin guessed which Angel simply chuckled. Let's just say, I greased their palms. Angel replied. I'll simply take your word for it and not try to think of any of the raunchy actions you did. I'll be back. Seishin ran out of the hotel, just so he could take a deep breath, easing his mind from Angel's pervy imagination. He went to get his Ghost Rider motorcycle, hopped on and rode towards northeastern uptown. Once he got to the market Charlie and Vaggie told him about, he saw a worker holding a sign that said, Charlie and Vaggie. When the worker saw Seishin approach him, they were a little hesitant, due to how he looked. No need to be nervous, I'm friendly. Seishin said to the worker, easing themselves. I'm also here to pick up a DLVRY on behalf of Charlie and Vaggie. Ah yes. I've been waiting for you. We have what they need. The worker said. Please send my thanks and regards to Princess Charlie. I know she's busy with work managing the hotel. I'll be sure to let her know. Thanks again for it. Seishin said as he waved to the worker, before placing the groceries on a dock. He even used Beikado number 61. Rikujo Keoro, to keep it contained, before getting on his bike and riding off. Seeing that he has some time to himself, he decided to find a place for him to drink. As long as they have something like soda in hell. He eventually stopped at a bar called The Devil's Flask. It's 3 stories high, has the windows somewhat boarded up and it's standing between a tunnel on the right and a bridge on the left. Luckily for him the place Angel mentioned, Antiques of the Living, was also across the street from there. So he parked his bike by the alley next to the bar, and used Beikado number 73. Tiozenshou to keep it secured, before he went in there first to find himself a new phone. When he stepped in, the store owner immediately spotted him and went to introduce himself. The store owner was a tall, bluish-green demon with cerise eyes and no pupils, and his appearance nearly resembled a lizard, but with 4 tails. Hello, young man. Care to see what you like in my store? The owner said, as he welcomed Seishin in. I have been collecting these items from the living world for many years. From old and rare to new and hip. You name it, I got it. How can I help you? Yes, well. I do need a new phone. Something similar to the one I have. Seishin pulled out his damaged phone and showed it to the owner. He took a moment to inspect the model and design of his phone. Just as the owner was going to talk about his phone, Seishin intervened. I forgot to mention. That phone was redesigned by a friend of mine. No need to worry. I can find you something similar to what you have. Follow me, young man. The owner led Seishin through a part of the store where there were phones as far as the eyes could see. It's a good choice that you chose to come here to find something rather than pick some crappy Vox Tech product. I saw it on social media and recently on the news that someone destroyed a couple stores with Vox Tech merchandise. Yeah. That was me. Seishin said as he brushed the back of his head, feeling slightly embarrassed to admit his actions. As the owner was surprised, he immediately gave Seishin a hug. Thank you for doing that. The owner cried. I'm glad I'm not the only one who hate Vox Tech merchandise. I had dedicated my time to admire the items humans have since the dawn of time. People have been coming to see this store and get some memorable items the humans once had. But since Vox and those V's came into the picture, my popularity here has dwindled down, until I was hardly noticeable. I'm sorry to hear of your downfall, but I am happy that your store caught so much attention back then. Even Angeldust told me about this. Angeldust? The owner said her name. She and Fat Nuggets were the best customers that I ever had. She's more than welcome to swing by. Anytime. I'll be sure to tell her that. Seishin softly chuckled with a warm smile. Now then, let's find you the best phone to match your damaged one. The owner and Seishin shared a smirk before they went to find one. They eventually found an iPhone 15, which Seishin finds to be sleek and stylish. He took out the SD card made by Kisuk from his old phone and tried it out on the new one, and to their surprise, Kisuk's SD card quickly adapts and modifies the phone in seconds. Wow! Looks like this phone chose you as its owner. The owner said. I'll let you have it for $100 hell. I don't have enough currently. Is there some way I can pay for it? Seishin wondered. Well, since you're friends with Angel, I'll let you hold it until you are able to pay it, the owner said. You seem to be a nice guy and it's rare for Angel to find friends. Rare, how is it rare? Seishin was a little surprised when the owner mentioned it. It's probably best to ask her, when you get the chance. He answered. Seishin was a little skeptical of the question. But seeing that Angel and the owner are close, he'll ask Angel when he gets the chance. Very well. He replied. Thanks again for letting me hold on to this. It's no problem. Please come back here again if you need something else. The owner replied as he said his goodbyes to Seishin. After leaving the shop, Seishin decided to take a moment to get something to drink from there, so he went to the bar and walked inside, unaware that a certain demon with a flat-screen monitor for a face was nearby. When he stepped inside, the place wasn't half bad looking. Reminds him of TGI Fridays, or some restaurants that he saw in movies or so. The place was very spacious, booths up and down the rows, and on the back side of the bar, there was a stage with some musicians setting things up. Seishin approached the bar and the bartender spotted him as he sat down. The bartender then approached the young man, while drying up a glass. You seem to be new around here. The calm but gruff bartender said. I've seen a lot of people coming into this bar every day, but you are a new one here. Yeah, I just blew into town about a week ago. Seishin replied as he rested his arms over the table. Just got a job working for Charlie and the Hazbin Hotel as well. You're working for Lucifer's daughter? The gruff bartender was surprised that a newcomer that just arrived in hell now works for Charlie Morningstar. Good luck helping her with her goal to rehabilitate sinners. Anyway, what can I get you here? Seishin scowled a little but decided to push his comment aside. He sighed as he closed his eyes for a brief moment before he returned his attention to the bartender. Got any soda or something here for me to drink? Seishin asked, which the bartender gave him a bottle of soda pop. As Seishin just got his bottle of soda pop, the lead singer of the group on stage spotted him. She is a hot pink-skinned succubus with an hourglass figure with white knee-length hair with pink undertones that starts from lighter to darker towards the tips. She has yellow eyes, like what the other demons have, but her eyes have slender white outlines around her pink irises with long thick eyelashes protruding from them. She has a long black-tipped spade-shaped tail, the left horn being taller than the right. She also has black-tipped horns on top of her head with black star designs on them. On her right arm is a red heart tattoo with Blitzo's name on it that has been crossed out by a thick black X. She stood wearing a black choker necklace and a tightly fitted, black and white mini-dress with contrasting X and O shapes on the chest, as well as a star design at the abdomen. She also wore long black thigh-highs with 3 hot pink X designs down the sides, and black high heels which sport a vague heart motif. She also accessories with a set of white arm-length gloves with the right having the same X patterns as her thigh-highs, a pale pink fur coat which vaguely matches her hair, and a pair of round gold-framed shades which have pink heart designs on each of their maroon lenses. Her black lips curled into a smile when she saw the new visitor opening his bottle with his sharp claws. Curious, she went to approach him. I haven't seen a new guy like you before. The succubus said as she sat next to him. Especially someone looking quite handsome as you. Name's Verosika Mayday. What's yours? Verosika, huh? I haven't met a succubus before. Not one that is appealing like you before. Seishin replied as he looked at Verosika. The two softly chuckled after he took another sip of soda. Pleased to meet you, Verosika. Name's Seishin Samu, but you can call me Seishin. Seishin. Verosika smirked as she gazed at the male's looks, and the compliment she got, until she remembered him from another time. Wait. I remember seeing you. I had recently seen it on the news that you fought against a couple of tough guys in front of a bar. I was told that you fought them without getting a scratch on you. Well, what can I say? They were kinda a warm-up. Seishin answered, as he and Verosika shared a laugh. So, how did you end up down here, handsome? Verosika asked him. Seishin was pondering on how to answer that without telling her that he's from the living world. It's kind of a long story. Seishin said as he brushed the back of his head. I'm not sure if you're ready to hear this. Plus I am a little short on time. I have to bring these groceries back to Charlie and the others. Charlie? You mean Charlie Morningstar? You work for her? Verosika gasped, surprised that he is working for Charlie. Ah. That's a shame. I would love to have you work for me and my band, sometime. Maybe I'll do that as a side job. If that's alright, Verosika. Seishin kindly suggested. You know, for someone as handsome as you, I won't mind it at all. Verosika slipped her hand between her cleavage and pulled out her business card. She then wrote her number on the back of it. The work number is on the back, but I also wrote my personal number in case, if you and I can, mingle sometime. I will gladly do so. Thanks again, Verosika. Seishin said before he was taken aback by Verosika leaving an embrace on his cheek. Here's a little something to leave behind, in case you think of me. Hope to see you again soon, Seishin. Verosika giggled as she winked at the young man, leaving him blushing red as a beet. He smirked as he watched Verosika return to her band to set up for a show before he put the card in his vest pocket and left. I gotta say, Verosika is pretty hot, for a succubus. Seishin said as he hopped on his bike. I think she can be trusted with my secret. Anyway, I better take these deliveries to Charlie. Don't want to make her worried. As Seishin was about to ride back to the hotel, someone appeared blocking his way. It was none other than Vox. He stood in the middle of the alley's only exit, for a moment, until he began to approach him. Can I help you? Seishin asked him, as he sensed some negative energy swirling from within him. Well, I was wondering if I could help you, my little friend. Vox said to Seishin, seeing if he could soften his guard down. Seishin on the other hand knows what is going on, so he played along to see what he might do, all while he hopped off his bike. I couldn't help but notice that you are a new guy in this town, so I wanted to make myself known to you. My name is Vox, leader of the V's. He greeted him as he offered his hand. Out for a handshake. Seishin knows he's not going to buy into whatever deal he has in store, so he refuses to shake his hand. Yeah, well, I just popped up here recently, slowly getting acquainted with this city and whatnot. Seishin said. So if you're done, I would like to leave and get this DLVRY done. I didn't know you're pretty good at lying. Vox said, which made Seishin freeze in his place, just seconds before getting on his bike. What do you mean I'm lying? Seishin questioned him as he stood by his bike. I know you're immortal, and a powerful one, also. Vox said, which made Seishin's heart sink. Funny thing about upper demons and how we can tell who's mortal or not. When they look at someone's soul, whether they're dead or alive, they have this certain glow around their body. If they have that certain glow, they're still alive. Seishin was a little surprised that a higher-class demon assumed he's mortal. However, thanks to Seishin's hollow powers flowing through his veins and the semi-hollowified body he has, his true presence is greatly concealed from the Overlord's senses. He thinks I'm mortal, but isn't certain, thanks to this semi-hollowified body. Better use Vox's ego against him. Seishin thought before he begins to regain his ground. You assume I'm alive? Don't make me laugh. Seishin rebutted Vox. How am I, a mortal, if I look like a demon? You say you can sense my soul, but clearly you can't figure out who I am. Vox tries to weasel his way around the topic at hand, but Seishin does have a point. Seishin looks like a demon due to his hollow powers. And since Vox can't truly get a read on what Seishin is, since his hollow powers are linked to his soul, making it difficult to see if he's mortal or otherwise. Until you have actual proof that I'm immortal, don't assume what I am or not. Seishin said with a smirk, seeing Vox growl, knowing he is right. A few questions. What do you do here, and what does your TV of a face run on? Does it have different channels, or can it be turned off? Seishin calmly rebutted him with a quip about Vox's face, which got him annoyed a bit before regaining his calm. Well, my dear boy. Aside from those random questions, I pretty much run everything in this town. Vox said. Electricity, television shows, products, you name it. So when someone plugs in the TV, you know what, I'm not gonna make that joke. Maybe Angel can get a kick out of it. Seishin said as he let out a chuckle, until Vox began to surge a little. F off. Anyway, that's Valentino's job to F Angel off. Vox said, which immediately caught Seishin's attention. Who did you say? Seishin questioned him. Don't worry about it. Anyway, the reason I'm here is because I want to strike a deal with you, if you don't mind. Vox said. Sorry, I don't accept deals from overlords like you. Seishin bluntly said to Vox. Hey, listen. I'm not trying to get your soul or whatever you have. The only thing I am after is inside information about what Alastor's planning, since you seem to be good friends with him, and that you're living in that hotel that Lucifer's daughter owns. Vox said. I also know you destroyed some stores containing my merchandise. I'll let that slide if you agree to tell me all you know. That seems to be fair, right? You can trust me. Vox tries to use his charm and hypnosis to sway the young man to spill everything. However, Seishin wasn't amused at all of this, as he looked at him with a deadpan look. Hypnosis? Really? Oh, for F's sake. Seishin thought. To be honest, I don't know what Alastor has planned, and quite frankly I don't really care. Alastor has his own life to enjoy and I don't want it spoiled by snobbish demons who have a little wiener and tiny nuts, Seishin said with a scowl and deadpan look on his face. I don't have a little wiener and tiny new dash. Before Vox tries to deny that, the TV demon felt excruciating pain as Seishin delivered a strong kick to Vox's ball. You definitely do now. Seishin added. The pain was so great, that Vox got blue-screened and caused Pentagram City a temporary power outage. Vox squealed in sheer pain, only to receive a cobra strike to his chest, sending him flying into the wall of the building behind him. Before long, as Seishin was stepping out of the alleyway, he saw Alastor, who saw the whole thing standing by the corner, before letting out a long and hysterical laugh at Vox. Looks like I got you laughing, huh, Alastor? Seishin rhetorically asked him. Oh, priceless. Priceless. Alastor said as he was keeling over, while laughing strong at what happened. Oh, this is the greatest day in radio history. I'm liking you even more, my friend. Well, he had what was coming. Seishin chuckled as he snapped his fingers, causing his bike to rev up on its own. The eyes on the bike began to emit fire, the chassis began to heat up, and the engine let out a strong roar like that of a dragon. Then, his bike began to approach Seishin on its own. It seems you're about to return to the hotel. Would you like a ride back, save you some time? Seishin offered a ride to Alastor. I would gladly accept your offer, my dear boy. Alastor replied, before his bike manifested a sidecar, surprising both him and Seishin. Alastor gently pet Seishin's living breathing motorcycle before hopping in the sidecar, which was roomy and comfortable to the radio demon. When we get back to the hotel, you gotta tell me about your rivalry with Vox. Seishin suggested as he hopped on the bike. That I will do, Seishin. On one condition, you join me on my radio show tonight. Alastor replied with a calm nod. You definitely made me laugh with what you did to him. Hee hee. It's a deal. Seishin replied. Vox slowly looked up as Seishin and Alastor were about to leave. Seishin revved his bike once more, before he and Alastor made one last look at the Overlord. You know. For an overlord, he really is weak. Seishin said with a smirk and a chuckle. Yeah, but he can hold quite a grudge. Alastor replied. But you don't need to worry. Like I said, nobody important. Meh. Let's head home. Charlie must be worried sick. Seishin shrugged his shoulders before he and Alastor rode off. Shortly after, Vox struggles to get back up after being kicked strong in the crotch by Seishin. Once he was back on his feet, his body wobbled, like his body had survived several rounds against Mike Tyson and Rocky Balboa combined. I'm gonna get that red-headed F-tard and that radio beach, if it's the last thing I do. Vox growled as his right eye spiraled as he tries to regain his footing. But first, I'm gonna send a message to show who's really in charge now. Later that evening, Vox returned to the V's tower and went to his base of operations, which is a surveillance room. A glowing red bit with cybernetic sharks swimming in the pit walls. There is a bridge to the circular center area where numerous monitors and screens are located that he uses to spy on everyone. In the middle of the circular area is an elevator that brings Vox up to the lobby. Vox, welcome home. I'm gonna make you wish that you'd stayed gone. Say hello to a new status quo. Everyone knows that there's a brand new dawn. Turn the TV on. Director, camera, speeds. Rolling in 3, 2. Welcome to the show. Vox, top of the hour and we're discussing a certain Hazbin. Who has been spotted cavorting around town. Welcome to the show. After a 7-year absence. Did anybody miss him? Welcome to the show. Did anybody notice? More on tonight's program. So, the radio. Demon is back in town. Why is he hanging around? What does that mean for your family? Well, handily, I've got good news. He's a loser, a fossil. And, I don't mean to sound hostile. But the demon is a coward. You can take that as gospel. Pulling my viewers. Impossible. I'm visual, he's barely audible. Stop giving him the time of day. Don't listen to a word he'd say. I hope he had a nice vacay. But he should have stayed away. While he hid in radio. We pivoted to video. Now his medium is getting bloody rare. Hell's been better since he split. Where's he been? Who gives a SHT? Alastor, salutations. Good to be back on the air. Yes, I know it's been a while since someone with style treated hell to a broadcast. Sinners rejoice. Vox, what a dated voice. Instead of a clout-chasing mediocre video podcast. Vox, come on. Is Vox insecure, pursuing a lure? Flitting between this fad and that. Is nothing working? Vox, ignore his chirping. Every day, he's got a new format. Vox, you're looking at the future. He's the SHT that comes before that. Seishin, is Vox as strong as he purports? Or is it based on his support? Hell, he'd be powerless without the other Vs. Vox, oh, please. Alastor, oh, Seishin. Seishin, and here's the sugar on the cream. He asked Alastor to join his team. Vox, hold on. He said no, and now he's pissy, that's the tea. Vox, glitches you old-timey prick. I'll show you suffering. Alastor/Seishin, oh, the TV is buffering. Vox, glitches I'll destroy you little. Before long, all of Pentagram City went into a blackout due to Vox's tantrum. Alastor, I'm afraid you've lost your signal. Seishin, ha 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 ha. Alastor, let's begin. I'm gonna make you wish that I'd stayed gone. Tune on in. Seishin, when we're done. Your status quo. We'll know its race is run. Both, oh, this will be fun. Vox took one last look at the screen, seeing Alastor's radio dial eyes as well as the red glow from Seishin's hollowified eyes before they made one last laugh. Before long, the connection was immediately cut. Vox sat back, helpless with his mouth agape, now that Alastor is back in town. Not only that, but ever since his unfortunate TSTCL crushing encounter with Seishin, a feeling he dreads has resurfaced from within him. It was fear. Vox yelled as his voice echoed across his empty room. Back at the hotel, Seishin watched as Alastor finished his radio show before he got up and cheered for their success. "You did a fine job, Seishin my boy." Alastor complimented him, making the young man chuckle. "You have quite a hidden talent being a radio host." "This was my first time," Seishin said. "I'm glad you told me to be myself and let my stress melt away. You have such incredible power welling up inside you," Alastor said. "I can tell it rivals the Overlord's." "Thanks, but this is just borrowed power from my inner hollow," Seishin replied, feeling a little down. "Adam has both him and the majority of my powers. Your hollow powers are still yours, Seishin. Even if your hollow lended you some of his," Alastor said as he tried to perk him up a bit. "So cheer up, my boy. You'll get them back sooner or later." Seishin looked at his hand, while flexing it, at the same time feeling the hollow energy coursing through his veins. He returned his attention to the radio demon with his permanent smile, and nodded. "Thanks again for the pep talk. I kinda needed it," Seishin said to Alastor. "I do feel a little better getting that off my chest." "Good, let's go see what Charlie has planned for later down the bend," Alastor said as he was leading Seishin down from his booth. Seishin took a moment to reflect on what Alastor said. He understands that he and his inner hollow are connected, powers and all. Until he gets the rest of his powers back, he'll continue to train with the portion of hollow energy he got. "You're coming, Seishin." Alastor snapped him out of his thoughts. "Yeah, I'm coming." Seishin smirked as he followed Alastor out of his room. Back at the V Tower, the three Vs, Vox, Velvet and Valentino all sat in their meeting room, a dark blue room with walls that double as a shark tank with cybernetic sharks swimming in it. There is a long table with several black office chairs on both sides, and a bigger dark blue chair at the end for Vox to sit. Along with demonic plants potted in the corners of the room. "We have a problem," Vox explained as he sat down. "Alastor and that other red-haired prick are getting close to little Princess Morningstar. So our main concern now is ensuring that no deal is ever struck between Lucifer's brat and that smiling freak. As for that other red-haired male, we need to come up with a plan to put him out of his misery." "That other red-haired man? You mean the one who kicked you so strong in the ball, he made you a new Vna?" Velvet said, which got Vox ticked off. "Sorry, it already blew up on social media. Ooh, and with over 3 million likes. Don't you ever bring that up." Vox snarled at Velvet with static surging all over his body. However, Velvet remained unaffected by his presence. "Anyway, how exactly are we supposed to stop them?" Velvet questioned the TV demon. "Especially that young man. For someone who crushed those jewels between your legs, he must be pretty strong. Put something inside them. That's how I got the beaches to behave," Valentino said as he was gluing glitter on his guns. "Well, maybe someone on the inside isn't such a bad idea," Vox agreed. "You think Angel would help?" "She hardly returned my calls," Valentino said. "Lanky little prick. We need someone who little Miss Bleeding Heart would take in," Vox said as he rose from his chair. "I employ every down-on-their-luck loser on this side of hell," Valentino added. "So, who the F is left?" "Someone pathetic, desperate, with no direct ties to us," Velvet chimed in, which made Vox have the perfect patsy to play their ploy. Before long, a smirk was formed on his face. A slight chuckle escaped Vox's lips before he turned to the other Vs. I think I have just the one. Vox's grin, venomous as ever as his left eye outline and pupils briefly glowed, and his left eye began to glitch out as he knew who would be the gullible patsy to hatch his next sinister plan. Back at the hotel, Charlie and Vaggie came back from their outing, seeing if they could find any new people that could come live at the hotel. Alas, no luck on their ends. As Charlie walked in, the first thing she did was plop, face first into the couch. Angel was minding her business as she was looking at her phone when the two ladies came inside. So, how'd it go? Angel asked. Not a single new recruit. Vaggie replied. Yeah. Well, who would want to use their last days not and fighting? Angel thought. Sorry to hear that you didn't get any luck on your end. Seishin said to Charlie and Vaggie as he gave them each a cup of tea he made. Thanks. We're definitely not giving up. Charlie said as she and Vaggie took their cups. We'll find one soon. It better be sooner rather than later. Vaggie said as she signed for a brief minute. Finding new recruits is becoming more difficult. It's not like someone would knock on the door at this very minute. Just then, a few knocks were heard from the door, which alerted everyone in the room. Vaggie reached the door and opened it, only to see a familiar face, in the form of Sir Pentious. Well. Hello, my dears SSS. Sir Pentious said before getting punched in the face by Vaggie, and eventually pinned to the ground with a spear inches from his throat. What are you doing? Here. Vaggie said with a twisted scowl and glaring at the snake demon with a dagger-like glare. What's going on out there, Sir Pentious? Seishin saw Sir Pentious at the door and immediately drew his zanpakuto out. He pointed it at the serpent's throat next to Vaggie's spear. Please don't hurt me. I come in peak CCE. Sir Pentious said as he held his hand out, showing that he was not hiding anything. Vaggie, Seishin, what's the problem? Charlie wondered with a slight deadpan look, before she saw Sir Pentious at the door. She quickly regained her happy personality as she greeted Sir Pentious. Stay back, Charlie. He could be planning something. Vaggie said as she and Seishin stood side by side with Sir Pentious as he got back up with their weapons firmly in their hands. I didn't come looking for a fight. Sir Pentious said as he brushed the dust off his clothes. I heard you are helping people. People who want to be better. Those words immediately got Charlie's attention as a bright smile, before she ran over to help him up. You heard right. Charlie said. Welcome to our home of healing. Our resort of restoration our dash. Are you nuts? This chump was trying to kill us, like, 6 hours ago. And after such a wonderful pizza party, too. Angel called out to Charlie, angry at her choice of bringing Sir Pentious in, after what he did, not long ago, and then some. And now you want to bring him in here to live with us? Angel's right. His recent attack ruined my phone. Seishin said. Thankfully, I found a placeholder that isn't made by Vox Tech. Thanks again for the location, Angel. I don't know if that's a good idea to have him in with us. Vaggie added, agreeing with Seishin and Angel. Well, I think he deserves a second chance. Charlie said as she stood to defend Sir Pentious. This place is about second chances, and who deserves one more than this, slippery, special little man? Aren't you supposed to protect this place, Vaggie? Angel called out to her. Vaggie was going to answer until she saw Charlie's big puppy dog eyes and cute, innocent smile. Vaggie sighed, giving in to her lover's idea. I guess he's not much of a threat without the war machine, Vaggie admits, which made Pentious feel hopeful, or even with the war machine. Oh. Sir Pentious said as he felt a little down from the additional comment from Vaggie. Seishin, what about you? Angel asked him as the young man sighed. Ah geez. Seishin sighed as he then returned his zanpakuto back inside its case. It pains me to say this, but I have no choice but to agree. We'll give Sir Pentious a trial run, and as long as he does well, and does not cause any trouble to the hotel or any of us, then he's welcome. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Charlie squealed as she hugged both Seishin and Vaggie, before rushing over to Sir Pentious. Sir Pentious. Welcome to the Hazbin Hotel. Charlie happily said as she and Sir Pentious walked inside. Oh, no darling, thank you. You won't regret this. Sir Pentious said as he followed her inside, while Angel, Seishin and Vaggie remained outside. I give you a week, tops. Angel said as she walked inside, following Charlie and Pentious. I'd say half a day. But that would be selfish of me to say. Seishin said as Vaggie approached him. You know he's up to something, right? Vaggie asked him. Part of me is telling me that he is up to something, but I want to see if he can redeem himself. Seishin replied. As Seishin and Vaggie walked inside, they saw Charlie giving Sir Pentious the tour around the hotel, starting with the bar. So, this is the bar and the bartender. Charlie said, introducing Pentious to Husk, who was minding his business drinking his booze. Then she went a little out of hand showing Pentious the details around the bar. It wasn't long until Vaggie came to calm her down. Babe, you don't have to show him every detail. Vaggie said. Sorry, I'm just excited to finally have our first real guest, besides Seishin. Charlie said, feeling the excitement flowing all over her body. What the hell am I, then? Angel questioned Charlie, getting her attention. Well, you're an important part of our family here, Angel. But you, Charlie replied, while trying to sugarcoat what she needs to say. While she was trying to say what she needed to say, Vaggie immediately spoke on Charlie's behalf. Constantly make us look bad, SXLY harass the staff, and have literally never once tried to improve. Vaggie bluntly said. What she means is, it's just nice to have someone interested for once. Charlie said before walking off to continue giving Pentious the tour. Just then, Angel began to reflect on what Charlie and Vaggie said about what she did. She felt a little guilty of the acts of debauchery she has done during her time in the hotel. Over here, we have our maid, Nifty. As Charlie greeted him to Nifty, the maid immediately ran towards Pentious so eagerly. The other bad boy is back. Nifty said as she jumped and latched herself onto his jacket. Her grin widened and her eye looked bloodshot. Never leave me again. The look Nifty gave Pentious was definitely intimidating him and making him really uncomfortable. Before long, Seishin arrived and gently pulled Nifty off Pentious, before she got clingy with him. We're about 80% sure she's harmless. Charlie said. But 100% clingy. Seishin said as he was trying to get Nifty off him, but she latched onto him like a ball and chain. Nifty, heel. No, not the face. And over here we have Dash. Just as Charlie was about to continue with the tour, she stumbled into Alastor, who didn't look amused at Pentious being in the hotel, yet alone had attacked the hotel earlier the same day. Oh, Alastor, our gracious facility manager. Charlie greeted Pentious to the radio demon. Alastor. You've met our newest guest, Sir Pentious. Heh. Sir Pentious shyly smiled and waved at Alastor, hoping either he had forgotten what happened, or he would let bygones be bygones. Unfortunately, Alastor definitely remembered what happened. Yes. You're the one who ruined my coat. Alastor said. I definitely remember you now. As Alastor's monstrous aura began to seep, Sir Pentious felt the strong chill of fear from the hardened glare from Alastor. No need for grudges, Alastor. Seishin said, which snapped the radio demon out of his glare. We're here to see if Pentious can be redeemed. As Sir Pentious turned to see the other red-haired male in the room, he was surprised to see Seishin with them. He was more surprised to see Alastor calm himself down when he's around. Okay, then. This leads to our first exercise, how to apologize. Charlie announced the first of many activities for a sinner to redeem themselves. Something simple and easy, like apologizing to another person. The first step to becoming a better person is to admit when you are wrong, Charlie explained to the nervous Pentious. She then tried to help Pentious give him a little push, figuratively and literally. Pentious, on the other hand, is nervous, even his own hat is terrified of what would happen if he apologized to Alastor. Yes, Pentious tries to find the words, but he's terrified to even utter it around Alastor. Mr. Radio Demon, sir, please forgive me for attacking you and ruining your very lovely coat. Alastor squinted his eyes, behind his plastered smile on his face, as he looked at Sir Pentious, trying to find the right words, so he could apologize for his misdeeds. And to his surprise, he sees Sir Pentious giving back the piece of his red coat he tore off from earlier. Alastor was rather amused to see Pentious apologize for his actions and even more when he surrendered himself to what's right. Oh ho, not many people have been able to take even this much off me. Alastor said in his radio voice as he held the piece of fabric in his hands. He then returned his attention to Pentious before speaking in his real voice. It must have meant quite a lot to you. Before long, the piece of fabric Alastor held between his fingers was burnt away in green flames, before their very eyes, and at the same time earning a satisfactory grin from the radio demon. It also left Pentious rather confused, on if Alastor forgave Pentious for his actions or not. At the same time, Seishin was also confused, too. Instead of figuring out what the heck was going on, he pushed the thought aside before going toward Sir Pentious. Sir Pentious, since you're going to be living with us, I'll introduce myself. It's rather fair since our earlier encounters we didn't actually meet. My name is Seishin Samyu and like you, I'm also living here, and helping others out. Seishin introduced himself to him, offering his hand for a handshake. Please SSS said to meet you, SSS Seishin. Sir Pentious replied as he kindly shook his hand. I'm sorry for blowing your blimp up, twice. Seishin said as he looked to the side. I was merely protecting others like Angel, Charlie, Vaggie and the hotel. I appreciate your apology, SSS Seishin. Pentious kindly replied as he smiled at the red-haired male. SS shall we continue with the tour? We shall. Come along, Seishin and Sir Pentious. Charlie cheerfully answered as she walked ahead, resuming the tour, with Sir Pentious and Seishin following her. After several minutes had passed and the tour around the hotel had concluded, Charlie assembled everyone in the foyer for an announcement. Seishin sat on the couch by the fireplace, nearest the door. The only ones who didn't show up were Alastor, Nifty, and Husk. Now, with a new resident, I think it's important that we all get to know each other, so we are going to play a little game, Charlie announced with cheerful banter. What kind of game do you have in mind, Charlie? Seishin wondered as he crossed his right leg over his left, perched his arms on the shin and rested his head on his palms. Allow me to show you, Seishin. Everyone, follow me. Charlie replied as she went first. She takes a deep breath before she begins what she's gonna have them do after her. My name is Charlie. Clap clap. I like to sing. Clap clap. And when we get to know each other, it's the greatest thing. Clap clap. Seishin froze in place at the choice of game Charlie wants them to participate in. Of all games. This? Seishin thought as he briefly covered his head with the palm of his hand. Charlie then metaphorically passes the baton to Sir Pentious, who then does the same thing. My name's Sir Pentious. Clap clap. I like to build. Clap clap. And despite my stupid egg bois, I think I'm rather skilled. After Sir Pentious did his part, the snake demon was actually enjoying the activity, which in return made Charlie happy. Both he and Charlie then turned to Angel to see if she could try it out. This is stupid. Angel said rather bluntly. This is not stupid. Clap clap. It's just the game. Clap clap. Sir Pentious did it well, so please try and do the same. Clap clap. Charlie tries to reason with Angel that it's just a game and that it couldn't hurt for her to try. Angel sighed as she held the bridge of her eyebrows with her lower right arm. I'm too sober for this. Angel said begrudgingly. Well, get used to it and learn how to play. Vaggie said. This is going to be your whole day. Clap clap. Vaggie smirked, teasing the adult film star as she did the same thing Charlie and Sir Pentious did. Oh. I'll pass. Angel said. Seishin, why not give it a try? Seishin was in the metaphorical spotlight as Charlie, Vaggie, and Sir Pentious all turned their sights to him. Seishin wanted to back out inconspicuously, but thanks to Angel, now he has to play. Geez. Okay then, let's see. Seishin pondered over what to say until he got the right words. Seishin's my name. Clap clap. I like to say. Clap clap. I'm glad to be in this hotel with Charlie and Vaggie. Clap clap. Seishin. Charlie smiled as she ran to hug him. Vaggie smirked as she went to join her in the hug. And we're happy to have you, too, you red-headed dragon. Vaggie said before punching him lightly in the left shoulder. Many other activities later, Seishin was standing next to the couch with the others as they watched a play in progress. On one side shows Angel wearing a hat and a stained-up trench coat, on the other side is Sir Pentious, dressed as a little schoolboy, holding a lollipop as big as his head, minus the cobra hood. Oh, I'm a bad man on the streets, who never got enough hugs. Angel said, reciting her script. Now, where's an innocent kid I can sell crack to? Seishin was kinda conflicted. He understands that this is a play, but he can tell the script is, how can he put this while sugar-coating it, bad? The question behind this is, who wrote this, / who wrote this? Angel said at the same time Seishin thought. It wasn't surprising that it was none other than. It's great, right? Keep going. Angel and Seishin both looked at Charlie with deadpan looks, while she was smiling at the results of her work. Yep, it was Charlie that wrote the scripts. Oh, sweet Kami of Takamagara. Seishin thought with a silent sigh before returning his sights to the play in progress. Hey you. Angel said to Sir Pentious, who was obviously enjoying his lollipop, until he was called by her. Who, me? Sir Pentious questioned. To Seishin's amusement, he's actually enjoying Sir Pentious's acting. Then again, for a sinner from the Victorian era, he's practically made to act. Yeah, you look like a kid, who could use some devil's dandruff. Angel read the script and groaned at the shoddy craftsmanship that he has to recite. Pentious, on the other hand, has easily memorized his words like second nature. Not me. He replied. I have to go home and study. Come on kid, it'll make you cool like me. The crackhead Angel reads her lines begrudgingly, regretting taking part in this activity. The only cool thing here is to say no to drags. Sir Pentious says, embodying his role as a young schoolboy quite well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to not have SXLNTRCRS before marriage. Charlie stood up applauding for a job well done on the play she made. No one else applauded, except for Charlie and Vaggie, mostly because they find it uninteresting. Seishin, on the other hand, kinda didn't feel the energy of the play, as a whole, but he does respect Pentious's acting. Way to go Sir Pentious. Charlie cheered. At this rate, you'll be redeemed in no time. I gotta say, Sir Pentious. You're a really good actor. Seishin softly smirked. Thank you. You like me. You really like me. Pentious smiled as he took a bow. Angel watched as she felt like she was being left out for once. I'm going to bed. As Angel sighed, she turned away and walked off. Seishin saw her walking off, so he went to talk with her. Angel, are you alright? You do not feel like your usual self this time. Would you like to talk about it? Angel sees that Seishin is worried for Angel. Though Charlie and the others are respecting Sir Pentious for his acting, they didn't seem to notice Angel wasn't with them. Like she was invisible to them. I'm okay, Seishin. Really? I'm just tired, so I'm going to get some rest. I'll see you later. Angel answered without looking back at Seishin or the others, before she resumed walking to her room. Angel. Whatever it is on your mind, or whoever is in your mind telling you what you're supposed to be, know that you are not what they say you are. Seishin said, which stopped Angel in her tracks. If there are things on your mind, you don't need to keep it bottled. You can talk to me, sometime. I'll be here to help as best as I can. Angel turned to Seishin, and to his surprise, Angel was showing her genuine smile. However, he couldn't help but feel worried for Angel. The one thing he noticed from her, though it was a brief moment, a tear ran down her face. Seishin felt down for Angel's well-being. During each of the activities, he did glimpse at Angel, and it seems that since Sir Pentious has been getting more attention, and with that, it made Angel feel insignificant. He didn't want to pry into her feelings, so he let her have her space. Thanks, Seishin. I'll think about it. Angel said before she went up the stairs to her room. Seishin, where's Angel? Charlie wondered as she and Vaggie approached him. She looked at Seishin as he looked down and briefly sighed before turning to Charlie and Vaggie. Angel's not feeling well at the moment. So she went to get some rest. I'm gonna head uptown and get some polish and a rag for my bike. I'll be back. Seishin replied before he walked off. Charlie and Vaggie saw that Seishin isn't in the best of moods as they watched him heading out. Once he was out, he sighed for a brief moment. He couldn't help but feel sorry for Angel. Seeing that he would want to help cheer Angel up, try to figure out a way. In the meantime, as he saw his bike sleeping soundly, he softly nodded before heading uptown via Sonido. Meanwhile, Angel stepped inside her room. She threw the trench coat aside before laying in her bed, with her body scrunched up in what appears to be a fetal position. She then took her phone out and noticed the innumerable amount of messages left by Valentino. She scrolled down the list on her phone, and saw that it was full of messages left by Valentino. She sighed before picking a random message and letting it play. Angel, baby, come home. Angel is disgusted by the sound of Valentino's voice. Her eyes squinted intensely while wearing her scowl. It's not the same without you here. I miss you, come back. Angel scoffed as she turned to face the wall where her door is before picking another message and letting it play. Angel, you beach. Valentino sounded irritated and impatient in this message. If you don't come home, you will be greasy truckers for the next year dash. Angel ignored that message as she played the next message beneath it. Hey, Amorsita, I didn't mean to yell, but you know how crazy you make me dash. Angel grew irritated with each message she heard from Valentino. One message, he sounds calm and worried. The next message, he's pissed off, swears up a storm. Angel immediately deletes all of his messages on her phone, until she hears his voice echo around her. So you think you can change? Valentino questions her as red smoke seeps out of Angel's phone and swirls around her like an ominous cloud. Addict trash like you doesn't change. Angel felt lost in two worlds, with one conflicting with the other. One was when she was residing at Valentino's. The other is with Charlie, Vaggie, Seishin and the others. As she felt her heart sink from the words Valentino was saying, something clicked in Angel's mind. Before long, Seishin's calm presence made Valentino's smoke disperse and wither away. Seishin. Angel gasped as she felt soft hands touching her face. It was warm like the sun, but gentle like a feather. Then the same word Seishin said to her earlier was said again. Angel. Whatever it is on your mind, or whoever is in your mind telling you what you're supposed to be, know that you are not what they say you are. If there are things on your mind, you can talk to me sometime. I'll be here to help as best as I can. Tears streamed down Angel's eyes, wondering who's right between the two worlds she's stuck between, Seishin, or Valentino. Before long a small pig demon jumped up to try and help comfort Angel. Alas, she wasn't in a good mood. Sorry. Not now, fat nuggets. Angel said to the now-named pig demon as she got out of bed and left her room. Fat Nuggets grew worried for her owner, as she watched her close the door behind her. Minutes later, Seishin returned with a small bag that had the polish for his bike. He gently sets the polish down beside the bike before heading back inside. At the same time, Angel was down in the foyer getting a bottle of booze from Husk's cabinet. As she was drinking down her sorrow, she caught a glimpse of someone slithering by. She went to see a door slightly ajar, wondering who is down here. Before she could continue, a voice softly called out to her. Angel? What are you doing up this late? Seishin wondered. Someone's in that room. Angel whispered, which made Seishin go into red alert mode. Just as the two were about to sneak in, Angel then grabbed his shoulder, so Seishin could get her attention. I do have some things in mind I want to talk to you about, but I'm not ready to share it just yet. I'll still take your word that you'll help me, whenever I need it. Seishin softly smiled as he nods. He gently pets Angel's head and chuckled. Okay. Whenever you want to talk to me about it, just let me know. Seishin softly replied. Now come on, let's go see who our little spy really is. I think I know who. Angel said as the two slowly sneaked up to the door, Angel with her Tommy gun, which surprised Seishin, while the male gripped his Zanpakuto, while it's in its sheath. When they peeked into the room, Seishin and Angel were surprised that Sir Pentious was placing a spy camera in the bookshelf. Seishin bets Vox put him up to this. You slippery little SHT. Both Angel and Seishin said, catching Sir Pentious in the act. IF knew there was something shitty about you. Angel added. I don't know what you're talking about. Poor bug. Pentious rebutted to Angel and Seishin with his arms crossed. Just as Angel was about to lash out at Pentious, she stopped as she noticed Seishin acting weird. Seishin. Angel wondered what was going on as Seishin eerily laughed. Pentious. You know, you almost had me fooled. Thinking you wanted to be redeemed. Seishin said as his left hand balled up so tightly, that Pentious could see his veins popping out. Before long, fiery red aura began to slowly seep out of his body before the room began to shake. But I should have guessed that you are playing the V's errand boy. He continued. Something like that happened to me once, but it was a long time ago. You want to know how it ends, Pentious? It ended with that very double-crosser. Dead at my feet. Pentious saw the anger in his glowing red eyes as his spiritual pressure made the room shake and all things in the room began to float slowly from the updraft of his spirit energy. Pentious grew terrified at Seishin and the threat he said. As Seishin was about to draw his Zanpakuto out, Charlie and Vaggie, wearing their nightgowns, walked inside to see what was happening. What's going on? Charlie wondered, which snapped Seishin out of his angered trance. As he calmed down, everything else that was floating from the updraft of his spiritual pressure slowly landed on the floor, like nothing happened. This little beach is a traitor. Angel said. Preposterous, I would never betray you. Pentious tries to reach out to Charlie and Vaggie. Although Vaggie, who has her spear at the ready, wasn't amused. You are my best friends. Then explain this, you slippery little snake. Seishin said as he pulled the camera out from the shelf. Charlie and Vaggie were shocked at what happened and just as they were about to have him explain, Pentious immediately tries to flee. Ah! Ah! Abort! Abort! SOS Agent Pentious in need of immediate evacuation. Sir Pentious cried as he tried to slither his way out the window, but it was unfortunately locked. Pentious? Wait. You were caught. Seishin's heightened ears immediately picked up the familiar voice from Pentious's wristwatch. It was Vox. Hee. It hasn't even been a day. Please, you got to get me out of here. Pentious pleads to Vox, begging for a rescue. I can't believe we thought you could handle even something this simple. Vox said with a smug smirk on his face. Panic was written all over Pentious's face as Vox was saying all of this stuff about how incapable he is. Why am I not surprised? Seishin thought as his fiery red aura began to seep from his body. This time, Charlie and Vaggie are seeing it as well. Do us a favor, if they don't kill you, go ahead and do it yourself, you miserable failure. Vox's last words shook Pentious to his core before he hung up on the snake demon. But as Seishin watched, something clicked in him. If his inner hollow was with him at the time, he could even imagine what he would say about this. He would say, calm down, Seishin. Think with your heart, not with your head. Read his heart before making the final move. His instincts were right when he saw tears running down Pentious' face as he turned around to look at Seishin, Charlie, Vaggie and Angel. Just make it quick, I guess. And not that I deserve it. Pentious said as he stayed, ready to accept his inevitable death. Gladly. Vaggie readied her spear until Seishin held his hand in Vaggie's way. She was surprised to see that Seishin, who also wanted to put Pentious out of his misery, originally, decided to stop her. Seishin. Put the hand down, now. Vaggie said with her anger suppressed. You know. I still don't really believe that a sinner can be redeemed, I don't think it's impossible. Seishin said. It reminds me a little of my patrols in Shibuya. I find wayward souls trying to cross to the other side. They were scared, frightened, worried of what might happen. I helped calm them down, told them everything is going to be alright. And that where they're going, they'll be happy and safe. And that place is the Soul Society? Vaggie asked him. What's the point about this? Angel asked him. That's right. Seishin replied. The point is. I don't think Pentious isn't that bad of a person. What? Vaggie and Angel questioned him, which surprised Pentious. I bet the only reason Pentious is doing this. Trying to be evil, fighting us, trying to impress the V's. He simply wants attention and a place to belong. Are you crazy, Seishin? Vaggie was wondering why Seishin came up with this weird answer. Pentious is like a lost child. He needs a place to call his home instead of wandering around in his blimp. Seishin added. I rather see Pentious safe and found, than lost and dead. Seishin. Charlie smiled at Seishin. Now. Originally, I would have dragged Pentious outside the hotel and incinerated him with my Zanpakuto, but I would not do that in front of you, Charlie, or the hotel itself. But I would rather see his path to redemption play itself out. Seishin. But. Vaggie and Angel tried to reason with him until Seishin added another thing. Everyone deserves a second chance. Even Pentious. Would Charlie give you a second chance if you were in Pentious's shoes? Seishin asked them. Vaggie remembered the time Charlie found her. Lost, alone, battered and bruised. Angel also remembered the time she was found by both Charlie and Vaggie. She was out on the streets, doing her job as a sec worker, looking for some certain people to get money from in exchange for section. However, when Charlie explained her passion project to her and wants her to be the first of many patrons living in the hotel, Angel originally finds her idea of sinners redeeming themselves being a stupid idea, but it was better than living over with Valentino. So she accepted the idea. Would she, Vaggie and Angel? Seishin asked them that question again, awaiting an answer. I suppose you're right. Vaggie replied. Yeah, you have a point. Angel added. Seishin softly smiled before he turned to Charlie, who gave her a nod. To Charlie's delight, she went to help. Pentious. Charlie called out to him, before he saw her, offering her hand to help him back up. Charlie, it starts with sorry. That's your foot in the door. One simple sorry. Spoken straight from your core. The path to forgiveness is a twisting trail of hearts. But sorry is where it starts. Sir Pentious, who could forgive a dirtbag like me? I don't deserve your amnesty. Angeldust and Vaggie, can't we just kill him? Shoot him and spill his BLD? Charlie, that's an option you could choose. Angeldust and Vaggie, works for us. Seishin, quickly uses Baikado number 61. Rikujo Keoro, no. Charlie, but, who hasn't been in his shoes? It starts with sorry. Sir Pentious, sorry. Charlie, dig down deeper and say. One sincere sorry. Sir Pentious, I'm so sorry. Charlie, and your journey's underway. Both, it'll take time to cover. Sir Pentious, my vast multitude of sins. Charlie, your vast multitude of sins. But sorry is where it begins. It starts with sorry. I hated that song. Why are you so lame? Not a bad boy. Nifty, who appeared wearing her nightgown, whined that Charlie and Pentious sang that song. She went up to Pentious and kicked him where his knee should be. Pentious. You better work strong to make up for the trouble you caused. Promise us you'll do so. Seishin said. What would you do if I didn't? The snake demon wondered. Oh, I would simply incinerate you with the flames that rival 1,000 suns. Seishin said when Pentious saw his Zanpakuto steaming up. Pentious remembered his first fight with Seishin in front of the hotel, and he doesn't want to PSS him off. Even after what he displayed just moments before Charlie and Vaggie came to see what happened. Believe me. I have that power. Seishin continued. Plus, you had a little sample of that power when I destroyed your blimp, and I don't want this hotel to get caught in its flames when I use my full power. Gah. I promise. I promise. Pentious quickly replied. Splendid. Seishin replied feeling chipper. Welcome to the Hazbin Hotel, Sir Pentious. Yeah. Good first day. Now let's get some rest. Charlie said as she yawned while she and the others were about to leave. I'll catch up in a bit. Seishin said as he watched them leave. He then approached the watch that was left behind. He smirked as he turned it on, contacting Vox. Pentious, I thought I told you. Vox was surprised that Seishin had the guts to call back. My. For a TV demon, sending people to do your dirty work must be the most dumbest plan you ever made. Just as much as your shoddy craftsmanship with this camera here. Seishin made Vox watch as he crushed the camera with ease. The TV demon grew enraged from seeing Seishin destroy yet another of Vox decks. Products right in front of him. Static began to surge around the wristwatch, all while Seishin chuckled at his anger. Why you red-haired pest? Wait until I get my hands on you dash, Vox said. Let me stop you right there, you scared little overlord. Seishin interrupted him as his hollow powers are growing. Seishin's voice began to echo, displaying the depths of his power. Vox grew terrified at Seishin's powers, that even his own broadcasting room is trembling at the weight of his powers. You won't get me, because you can't handle me. Let's just say, I'm a little cog in your plans. You try to threaten anyone in this hotel, and I'll make sure that what I'll do next won't match what I did to your little TSTCLS earlier. I'm on to you, you whiny little beach. But right now, I have someone who has a little something to say. Am I right, Alastor? Seishin smirked as he turned around before seeing Alastor approach him. Vox froze in fear when he sees Alastor approaching the watch while enveloped in a green glow. The radio demon knew what was going on as he stopped to see Vox on the watch. He kindly gave him the watch so he could spare a few choice words with him. This fine young man is right. You'll have to try harder than that next time, old pal. Alastor's grin intensified as he crushed the watch in his hand using his magic, cutting off the call between them and Vox. You never cease to impress me, Seishin my boy. Alastor said, as he and Seishin left the room. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for more such crossovers. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author Takamagara 2012 on fanfiction.net. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.